Pig Trudy knows, guys. She knows. Yes. That's what she does. Baby, you're in the wrong one. So I have one that's pretty big for her water. I mean, for her bath. And the other one's for her water. And she's just jumped in the wrong one. Baby, don't you know that the other one's made for you to lay down in? I got 2 water troughs for you, baby. One for your drink and one for your bath. And she's in the wrong one. But hey, this is it's Trudy's world, folks. We just live in it. Trixie, you have the right idea, but that's not your bath. That's Trudy's. There you go. Now she's nice and cool. Let's see if she get this. And she has to scratch her hiney. Let her scratch her hiney real fast. There we go. All right, all done. All right, folks, so today we're going to try this little Pig Trudy to the woods thing again. However, we're going to drive way past these guys. I've given them a snack. They'll kind of hang out over here. And I'm going to take Pig Trudy. Oh, and I have Pebbles. I'm going to take Pebbles and Pig Trudy with me, along with the dogs, the boxers. And we're going to go to a little bit of the deeper woods so that we don't got to deal with all that riffraff. Both Pig Trudy and Pebbles enjoy riding on the side-by-side. Trudy always demands to have my lap. Pebbles is content to sit here beside her. As long as she's touching my leg, she's fine. Which that's kind of funny, because it's obvious her love language is touch. You guys already know about those love languages. We've just talked, we've talked about those before. Pig Trudy, man, she has to have Dad's lap. In a way, that's like her affirmation that she's loved. So we are very well protected. We got Trixie leading the way, and Maggie's following up the rear. Snatched by any Bigfoot, the dogs are going to actually help us make our way. All right, so we're going to go ahead and stop here along this little ridge. This is a pretty good spot. I'll tell you why it's a good spot. I don't want anything to sneak up on us. And there's also all kinds of foliage all around us. So Pig Trudy slipped out of my lap. And when she did, Pebbles took that opportunity to jump into my lap, and Pig Trudy went nuts. Yeah. All right, let's get down and explore a little bit. Come on, you two. Right here, she has no fear of the large animals coming up on us. So Pebbles is looking immediately at some stuff that she doesn't see up in the front pasture. Now, these over here are, I don't know what you actually call them, the scientific name, but they're berries. Blackberries and red berries. Let me show you how they look. Here's a red one right here. I'm going to take this and see if Pig Trudy will eat it. Now, they're still pretty bitter. Hey, look, Trudy, the red ones are pretty bitter. And well, you know what she's doing right now? This is called rooting. And if you have not already seen this, she does this in my yard a lot. And that's something that pigs love to do. Just stick their nose in the ground and just start digging things up. That's why a lot of folks can't stand these little guys, especially farmers that raise crops and have pretty green pastures, because these guys come through there and they wreak all kinds of havoc. Here, look, I have a berry. Look, come here. Maggie's just making rounds to make sure that all the animals are protected. Yeah, they're so good. They're going to keep making circles to make sure that Pig Trudy's safe from all harm, large or small. Look at all this, folks. Now, I'll tell you guys, and I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I'm going to be honest. Back when my dad was younger, even younger than me, he raised goats back here in this backland. And those goats kept all this mess cleaned up. Boy, those goats would just keep this mess cleaned up. But as he's gotten older and just kind of, had less time and less energy to spend on upkeep with fences and and all of that, he's narrowed his little goat population down. And then what he didn't narrow down, Mother Nature took care of in Hurricane Harvey. You know, my dad lost a lot of goats in that flood. A lot of his goats. Lots of his goats. And so, since then, all of this has grown up. This is really, really thick. Now, even though I'm standing on a small ridge here that's pretty clean, there's a lot of stuff to be eaten back here. A lot of nature provides stuff. And if you don't have enough goats to maintain this, see, this is kind of stuff that cows don't eat. I mean, you guys know this already. Cows eat grasses. But what cows don't eat is brush, thorns, briars, stickers. However, guess what does eat it? Goats. They love it. If all goes well, I'll retire the next 4 or 5 years from my job, and I'm still young enough, and I hope that I'm healthy enough to get back here and build some fences, the kind of fences that you need to keep goats in. And so this is what I envision for myself. I would like to wake up every morning and let my littles out of the pasture, and not in the essence of the traditional sense, herd them back, but I would walk them back. I would bring my littles and walk them back here. And I would bring my thermos of coffee and sit here. I might bring the little side by side, and I would sit here and just make myself comfy and allow those little goats, however many I have at that point, hopefully 10, 20, 30 goats, who knows how many. And the reason I say this is because goats, there's a lot of land to thrive on back here. So I would allow those goats just kind of sit along and walk along and nibble and do their thing. And it wouldn't take long, folks. It would not take long, and this place could look a lot cleaner. It would offer a lot more grass for the cows to eat, actually. Because, see, here's the problem. When this kind of stuff here grows up, it takes away from your grassland. Yeah, it takes away from your grasses. Now, here's what's also cool about this. You know how much we feed our goats and cows and stuff in the wintertime. Now, this grass, it all dies in the wintertime. So you have to replace it with hay, which is a very costly, a very expensive hay. But this is cool. Check this out. This kind of stuff, it continues to grow in the winter. So when you come back to these woods, even in the fall and winter months, when it's already had a couple of frost, this stuff is still green. And that means that if I had a way to get my goats back here, they could actually just stay nice and fat and healthy year round without me having to spend so much money on feeds. So, you know, it's something that I thought about a number of times. It's a balance, folks. It's a balance. And I'm excited about what may happen in the next few years. Hold on, I hear a dog barking. Hey, Pebbles! Pebbles, not you! Pebbles, you're not a dog. Come here. Pebbles, come here. All right, so one of Jamie's beagles has come down and got a whiff of something. And of course, my dogs recognize Pebbles. Stay with Pebbles. Gosh, Pebbles. Okay, I have an issue. I cannot separate the pig and the baby girl. You don't know what that's going to be over in those woods. But you saw the way my dogs reacted. You saw the way my dogs reacted. And Pebbles, I don't know why, she thought she's just going to go out and explore and see what it is too. Baby, whatever that is, probably eats little things like you. Oh, that scared me. Winch is exactly why I said that when I eventually have my little goats and I bring them down to the woods, I'm going to come with them. And listen, it reminds me of those guys like in the Bible days, and I guess they might still do it in some parts of the world, a goat herder or a sheep herder. I'm going to have to get me a stick, like a big long stick, and I'm going to and let's be honest, I'll have my phone. So I'll be able to come over here with my phone and entertain myself. I'm not going to just sit alongside of a stump or a rock like those guys did. But no, okay, so I'm kind of rambling on. So here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take you out of this piece of property, and I want you to look one last time, folks. Just look one last time at this piece of property. This is what happens to property when you have no goats running on it. And now I want to take you across to my dad's pastures that he does allow goats to maintain. Hey, you're going to freak out when you see it. Sit in my lap, and she's totally content. Now, I'm about to go up some really rough terrain here, so I'm hoping that everybody holds on. Hold on, babies. Yep, we're up. See, this is like a goat's paradise, folks. This is like a goat's paradise. All right, you see this fence here, this gate? We're about to go through it. But what I want to show you is on the other side of that gate, that is property that has the help of goats and cows and a couple of horses. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and drive a little bit and show you guys. You can see already the difference in land that is maintained by a combination of goats, cows, and horses compared to the pasture we just came out of that was just overrun with brush. Yeah. Is that a huge difference or what? And so what happens is you still have spots where your goats can eat, but my dad's not having to feed near the feed that I do. And this time of year, I don't think he's throwing out anything to eat. I think that his goats are staying fat without having any supplements. And so obviously, because there's less of that kind of mess, you have a whole lot more pasture. You have a whole lot more grass. And that means your cows are able to eat, sustain themselves, and they don't require as much feed. So my dad's goats come up every afternoon. They come out in the mornings and they do all their grazing, and then they come up every afternoon back to the barn where they sleep and hang out. Hey, Billy's girls. There's all Billy's girls. There's all Billy's girls, yet there's no Billy. Okay, before you all freak out, there's Billy. Billy's over on my fence line, and he's taunting Tex. All right, now I'm going to show y'all one last thing before this video ends. And this is going to freak you out, guys. And this is why you're going to say, Lester, what have you gotten yourself into? And you're also going to understand why a lot of these cows and the bigs do not like little animals like Trudy. Look what I'm driving up on right now. Do you see what's in front of me? Do you see what I'm about to drive through? Guess what, folks? You want to take a guess on who made all of these ruts? You want to take a guess on who has created all of these holes out in this pasture? Take a guess on who makes this land really difficult, this part of the property, really difficult to drive over, obviously. I think that most of you guys know. And if you live in Texas, I know that you know. Oh, I hate to say it, because I'm about to hurt somebody's feelings. Oh, I don't want to say this. I do not want to hurt anybody's feelings this morning. There, I'm out. Y'all see that little girl right there in my lap? This one? You see her? No, not her. She's fine. Her. I can't get the right angle here. You all see that? Yeah. It's her kind, folks. That's why farmers and ranchers That's why they don't want all them hogs running around. Because that's what they do. They run around, they root everything up. But not Trudy, she's gonna be sweet. I'll give her enough food where she won't have a, you know what, that's a lie. I was gonna say I'll give her enough food where she won't have a desire to do stuff like that. But that's a lie, you know Trudy. You know that's in her system, that's in her little DNA. She likes to root. Let's get down for a minute. Get down. Come on, Pebbles. I think that Trudy can sense that her kind have been here. And she wants to know what the big deal about this soil is and why all of her kinfolk have been rooting around in it. But first, she wants to make sure that Maggie knows she's in charge and that Maggie's here for protection only. And she's giving Maggie the test. Ah, Maggie's so good. She watches these babies so good. Trixie, I am really blessed with some good dogs. They don't mess with them. They don't taunt and tease. They just keep an eye out. There goes Trudy. Trudy, she found her a shade. Move, Maggie. What's Trudy doing under there? She's taking a little snooze. Folks, Trudy's tired. Trudy's exhausted. This has been too long of a road trip. And she's only a baby, and she needs a rest. And so she's found a little Mexican palm, and she's gonna lay under it. And while she lays there, she's gonna snort and root around a little bit in the dirt. And Pebbles is wondering what the big deal is. Get down, Trixie. I don't want to love right now, baby. Yeah, that's my pig Trudy. Well, we're back from our morning walkabout, our little trip to the woods. And as you know, pig Trudy is quite exhausted from her ordeal. And I want to show you what she does to cool herself off. Pig Trudy knows, guys. She knows. Yes. That's what she does. Baby, you're in the wrong one. So I have one that's pretty big for her water. I mean for her bath. And the other one's for her water. And she's just jumped in the wrong one. Baby, don't you know that the other one's made for you to lay down in? I got 2 water troughs for you, baby. One for your drink and one for your bath. And she's in the wrong one. But hey, this is it's Trudy's world, folks. We just live in it. Trixie, you have the right idea, but that's not your bath. That's Trudy's. There you go. Now she's nice and cool. Let's see if she get this. And she has to scratch her hiney. Let her scratch her hiney real fast. There we go. All right, all done.